I have not done a sit down video like this in a very long time, so this was very strange. But I just want to start off by saying thank you for helping me hit 500 subscribers on YouTube. We've been posting every week for a year now, and we're starting to see some growth, so I appreciate it. Obviously, YouTube's not my main focus. I stream 5 days a week. But yeah, I'm enjoying the YouTube. Thank you for watching it. I appreciate it. Now, ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to record my own Q&A video. I used to watch them all the time as a kid growing up, and I just want to do it. So I've let you guys send in some questions, and I'm going to answer them now. I haven't seen these questions either, so I don't know what to expect, but we will see how it goes. Starting with Lotus's question, what's one of your lifetime goals? I don't know how deep to get with this question, but one of my biggest goals ever since I was a kid was to do exactly what I'm doing right now, which was YouTube, Twitch, all of that stuff. I've always wanted to have a job that I enjoy and can express myself, which I'm doing right now. But obviously you can always grow, you can always do more. So that is the goal. Keep growing, hopefully make enough of myself to live off this. Whatever this is, what's going on right now, I want to live off this. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I just want to be as happy and free as humanly possible without being too cringe. Moving on to Martin's question now. What would you do if you didn't do Twitch and YouTube? Weirdly very similar to the last one. I don't know. Before I started doing all of this, I was a bartender. From there, I started working in a warehouse, just grinding away. I've always worked just because I had to, you know, I had bills to pay, I needed to make money. I've never had a job that I've particularly enjoyed or wanted to stick with. I don't know if you can class all of this as a job, but this is very enjoyable and I would love to live off that one day. So what would I do if I didn't do Twitch and YouTube? I'd probably just be slaving away in a warehouse again, to be honest. I don't think there's not like a set career or like a set job that I'd really want to like work through and spend my life in. So I'd probably just be doing little crap jobs like that. Although as a kid, I always wanted to like design Lego sets. I just don't know if I'm creative enough for it. Now on to Martin's second question. Do you have any embarrassing school stories? Oh, I'm trying to think. I don't know if I do, you know. I was a very like shy and quiet girl. I definitely wouldn't have done anything a bit out there. I guess looking back, there were some embarrassing things that we thought were funny, but probably weren't. I remember before school even started, or I think even before my lesson, maybe on a break or something, there was a time when me and my mate, for some reason, just stole loads of glue sticks and we were just lobbing them and they were sticking to the ceiling outside the classroom. And I think we got caught for it. At the time, very funny. Looking back now, what a weirdo. But no, I don't think there's anything more interesting than that, unfortunately. Now from Dante, are you planning to leap into different forms of content, and if so, what type? I think it'd be really cool to do a podcast type style. I think it'd be really funny to do like a jokey podcast with your mates, something like waffling. That would be unreal. It's not something I've ever really put much thought into. It would have to be with the right group of people, and I'd also have to have people care enough to watch and listen to it. But yeah, if I did venture out anymore, probably would be something like that. Podcasting. I mean, I already do YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. What else really is there, you know? I stream, do long form content, do short form content. Like, there's not really much else. Yeah, a podcast would be sick. Moving on to Lottie's question. Who has been your biggest inspiration when it comes to making content? This is such a tricky question. It would definitely have been the old school YouTubers like the Sidemen, all of their gaming content with their mates, loved it. Also like Zoella, Joe Sugg, Casper Lee, that whole group as well. I grew up watching all of that. That definitely made me want to make these type of videos. But if we're talking like now, currently, for what I'm doing with my life, I'm definitely looking at people like Angry Ginge, Danny Aaron's, AB, they're all similar age to me. They've all got their life sorted. They've all blown up from streaming and content and stuff. I'm definitely looking towards those right now. And Molly has said, what would you tell your youngest self? I think I would tell myself to start sooner. I tried to begin YouTube and that sort of thing when I was in school, and I got picked on quite a bit for it because obviously the content was awful. However, I don't know if the content back then was much different to the content I'm making on YouTube now, to be fair. I low-key wish I just stuck with it because I took a very long break. I think I tell myself, get a job as early as you can, save some money, get a PC, make the content you want to make. Because early on, I was literally making it on an Xbox, and that was a struggle. But no, honestly, just stop worrying about what other people think. Just do what makes you happy, which I'm still sort of coming to terms with now, honestly. But that is probably what I would tell myself. Just start sooner. You know what you want to do it. And Jelly has said, what made you get into streaming and what game did you first stream? As I said earlier, it will be growing up watching those old school YouTubers. That is what made me want to get into all of this stuff. I think streaming is just a lot of fun. I've always thought it'd be great. So finally gave it a go and I'm still here now, 2 years later. And the game that I first streamed was, I don't know how to say it, agar.io. Yeah, I got my PC, hadn't installed any games, but I got my stream set up and I announced I was going live and started there. Awful stream. I've still got it somewhere. Yeah, a bit of a strange game to start on. Now, Crizzle has said, dream blunt rotation, picking like 6 people. Oof. 6 people. I'm starting with John Cena. That'd be sick. John Cena. Tobey Maguire. Harry from the Sidemen. Sydney Sweeney. How many was that? 4? I'm trying to think who else would be interesting. Oh my god, what's his name? It's not Joe Rogan. Seth Rogen. I think I need to pick one more. Going back to AB, I'm going to pick him. I just think he'd be a good laugh, to be fair. I think that's 6. Molly has said, if Twitch gave you a budget to create your dream stream setup, what's the first crazy thing you'd add? Say I had an infinite budget, my thing would be to get me out of this room. I can't do a lot with it, that's a blind. I physically can't have anything here. I've tried to make up with some Spider-Man posters, but it's not great. I would love a proper setup with a proper background. I'd have my name like up here, it'd be so cool. That'd be my main focus. I'm quite happy with everything in front of me. The setup itself's pretty good. But I want a better background. You know those signs where you get like the Twitch logo and then your username? I think that'd be sick. I would love one of them. And next question is, what's the funniest or most unexpected thing a viewer has ever done during your stream? My mind has gone absolutely blank, but there must be so many moments. The stuff that you lot come up with sometimes are wild. You'll have to watch the streams to find out. I'm sure you lot can think of some moments because my mind's gone blank. Some of you are quite funny though, I will give it to you. And another question from Molly. If you had to collaborate with one dream streamer, who would it be and what would you stream together? I've mentioned their names a couple of times, but I think it would have to be Angry Ginge or Danny Aarons. We're literally similar age. We're pretty much the same age. I think we just chill out and have a good laugh, to be fair. It would just be a just chatting stream, just hanging out, honestly. I don't really play FIFA, so I don't know about that. Maybe they could teach me. And next question. If your channel was turned into a video game, what kind of game would it be? For some reason, my mind's gone straight to a WWE game because, I don't know, there's just anything can happen. It's entertaining. There's all sorts of stuff, funky stuff that could happen. I'm going to go with that. I also used to make loads of WWE 2K videos back in the day. I low-key miss them. What's one thing you've done recently that you feel really helped your channel grow? I'm not sure when this video is going to come out, but I recently set a goal for myself where I want to hit 4,000 followers on Twitch before the end of the year. I set this goal with quite literally a month to get like 250 followers. Basically, I needed some motivation to actually post TikToks because I find it so boring and I basically quit for like 2 weeks. So I needed a reason to get back into it, and that is my motivation right now. And I am seeing some growth. I have seen some followers from it, although I can't say the chat's changed too much. But yeah, the more content you put out there of yourself, the more chance people are going to see you and care enough to come find your channel. On to the next one. If you could give every new streamer one piece of advice, what would it be? Okay, similar to what I was just talking about. Make lots of content outside of stream. I see so many people sit on stream and stream for like 16 hours or something stupid to no one. No one's going to stumble across your content from Twitch itself. You need to be making other content. You need to be making YouTube videos, making TikToks, posting yourself elsewhere. Because the discovery on Twitch itself is absolutely awful. Don't get me wrong. There's there's a chance, a very slim chance, you could get a giant raid out of nowhere. You know, sometimes you do get lucky, but the chances of that happening are very, very slim. You need to build it up yourself. You can't just wait around for someone else to give you the views. And obviously be consistent as well. If your chat became NPCs in a game, what role would each one play? I'm just picturing like GTA NPCs. A lot of them would just be like falling over their own feet and getting themselves into trouble doing something stupid. And then there'll be my mods just trying to ban them all just for the fun of it. Now on to Martin's question. What's your... Martin, ask your mother. RJ says, what was the main reason you began to love Spider-Man? Autism. I never even liked Spider-Man or Marvel as a kid. It became a thing in the like recently. I'd say like in the last 2-3 years is when I started to randomly obsess with Spider-Man. And I don't know why, it just became a massive personality trait. And I think that's actually important when it comes to stream as well, is to have a brand for yourself. Me latching onto Spider-Man has helped me more than I think. Molly again says, where did you grow up and what's your favourite memory from there? I'm not going to dox myself. I'm not going to say where for obvious reasons. But favourite memory is I grew up in a council estate. Hella people around me, similar age. We'd all used to just go out, hang out. Every day we'd be outside playing games. Loved it. Do you consider yourself more of a city person or a countryside person? 100% a countryside person. I just want to make my money, live in the middle of nowhere with the love of my life, have a little family, not be bothered by anyone. I want somewhere quiet. Absolutely countryside. What's a small thing that instantly makes your day better? Might be a cringe one, but it is stream. On my days off, I really do begin to feel quite lonely and get in my own head quite a bit. Stream definitely helps me. Recently, the Twitch recap dropped, and I was a lot of people's #1 streamers on their list. Like I was their favourite, which was a really nice, rewarding feeling for me. Because I don't want to get too deep into it. It's meant to be a fun Q&A. But I've never felt like the favourite in any group. I've never felt like anyone's favourite person. However, when they're quite literally sending me pictures saying this is your #1 like streamer, I actually do feel like someone's favourite or something. That is incredible. I love that feeling. Bit of recency bias there because it has only just happened, but still, definitely that. And if you could relive one day of your life, which would it be and why? I haven't really done many interesting things in my life, if I'm totally honest with you. So weirdly, I think I'm going to go back to one of my streams that I did where we hit the homepage and we peaked I think 1.7k viewers. We streamed till like 1-2 a.m. Part of me wishes I'd kept grinding and continued to ride that wave for as long as possible without ending. Kind of regret that because I definitely could have grown a lot more from it. That was a crazy high, and I would love to experience that again. But also, if I'm going to give an answer not related to stream, I have a country concert coming up for my birthday in March. I'm really looking forward to that. If that's as good as I think it's going to be, I'm definitely going to want to relive that. Does that even make sense? I don't know. I'm going to want to relive that, is what I meant to say. What's the most random fact about you that most people don't know? Oh, what don't people know? I feel like I'm an open book. I can't ride a bike? Is that interesting? I've never learnt to ride a bike. That's a random fact most people probably don't know. You probably assume that a 22-year-old man can ride a bike. And Molly again says, do you believe everything happens for a reason, or do we create our own path? Oh, I find a lot of comfort in the idea of everything happens for a reason. You know, whatever's going to happen, happens. Like, it definitely helps me to think that way. Whether or not that's true, I don't know, but I definitely find comfort in that idea. As someone that can stress themselves out a lot and overthink a lot of things, it is very easy to just take a step back and say, you know what, just let it be. You have no control over it anyway. Why stress yourself out? Whatever it's going to be, it will be. So, yeah. And another one from Molly. If you could design your perfect day, what would it look like? Part of me really wants to say have a lion, but no, I'd probably wake up early. Oh, no, would I want to wake up early? No. Ugh. Bit of cringe. But I think my perfect day would be I get a lion. I wake up whenever I wake up, say like 12. The boys are begging me to get on Rocket League. I get on Rocket League, we win hella games. I then chill out for a little bit, have some lunch. And then in the evening, I would go to the arcade, the cinema, and get dinner with my partner. because in a perfect day, I have one, and I'm very happy. Or if not, if that's not an option, then go with the boys. That's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty easy, to be fair. That's a pretty good day for me. Or if we're going out there, then definitely a country concert. I'm dying to go. I can't wait. Jelly says, what was your best day and what did you do on it? Probably what I just described. I feel like I've repeated this enough times already, but when I go to this country concert for my birthday, I think that is going to be the best day. However, as of right now, the only thing that's sort of stuck in my head is my birthday last year when I went to the zoo with Emma for my birthday. Now that's nothing crazy, but I really enjoyed it. I felt like my inner child was coming out and I felt so comfortable and so happy. That's kind of depressive, but honestly, I think that might be the best day. Question from Totally Not Casey. Would you make a second channel? Now, if you like these sort of sit down talking videos, you actually might enjoy my second channel. The channel is called KPH After Dark. I don't post very often, but when I do, it's important to me and it's something that I want to get off my chest and it helps to make videos on it. It's definitely not anything like happy, to be honest with you. It's me being very vulnerable. But if you would like to follow it, in case I ever post again, go and check it out. Now, it has been a couple months since I've posted. I don't post very often. Dante says, if your theme wasn't Spider-Man, then who would it be? I actually don't think there is a better fit for me than Spider-Man. Like, that has become my brand. I don't think anything else really excites me as much. I feel like that was a really boring answer, but yeah, genuinely, I think Spider-Man is the perfect fit. Jelly says, if you could have any pet, what would you have? Now, Jelly, I know you have a bearded dragon, and I'm very jealous of that. I think I'd really like a cat. One day when I move out, I think I would absolutely love to have a cute cat that just loves me. Not one of those little ratty ones that constantly like scratch you. I want a loving cat. I really like cats. But again, probably a boring answer. That's pretty basic. But yeah, I've never owned a cat and I would love to. Jelly has also said, would you ever quit streaming on Twitch? Oof. Okay. I wouldn't want to. But trying to live off just Twitch can be a struggle. Some months are really good. Some months are absolutely horrible. I enjoy it. I just sometimes wish the money was more consistent or slightly higher. I don't think I'd ever fully quit. However, if the financial side of it doesn't pick up, I think I might have to put it on hold to go and get a real job. Yeah, I wouldn't ever quit fully, but if I have to pause it to actually make some money and make a living for myself, then I might have to. Although that's definitely not something that I want to do. And another one from Jelly. How much do you make in a singular month? Okay, now I'm actually quite open about this. I'd be happy to tell you. However, with Twitch, it is very, very inconsistent. If I'm honest, I think the highest I made in 1 month was about $2,000. And now I wish I was making that every month. That would be sensational. And then for a low month, you're looking at like £100. So it is quite literally all over the place. That is one of the issues. And that is why, going off the question before that is why I might have to put it on hold at some point to get some real money coming in. Because it is just so inconsistent. RJ has said, are you going to ask out Medi? Medi is one of my mutual streamer friends who raided me once and the chat tried to put us together. The answer to that is no. Or at least I'm not planning on it. We are very good friends and I'm very grateful for her. This definitely got sent in at the time of when she raided me the first time. Holy. Okay, Lottie has said, how long do you think you'd last in a zombie apocalypse? Probably not long. I think I could live in this house for a while. We've got a lot of tinned food. I think I could survive. However, if we're talking about going out, being amongst the zombies, yeah, I don't think I'm living too long, to be honest with you. It depends who I'm with. If I have a group of people, I think I could last forever. If I'm by myself, I just don't think it'd be worth trying to survive, if I'm honest. Martin has said, can you see yourself streaming to you're very, very old? Again, I would absolutely love to. That would be the dream. As long as financials work out, 100%, I would love to. Obviously, if I was very old, I can't say that I would be doing it every day or grinding as much as I am. But every now and then having a little catch up with the chat, yeah, I'd love that. I definitely don't see myself ending anytime soon unless I really had to. Martin has also said, if you would be in a apocalypse of a survival world, what would you take as your weapon? No guns. Similar to Lottie's. If you can't take a gun, my inner London is coming out here and I want to say a knife. Or something along those lines. Some sort of katana. Some sort of sword would be pretty sick. I feel like it's easier to swing something like that than it would be an axe. Although an axe or a sledgehammer could be quite fun too. Lottie has said, if you had to switch bodies with one person for a day, who would it be and why? Sydney Sweeney. Why, you ask? Because she has great genes. Okay, this one's got a laughing reaction. I'm not too sure what this is going to be. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? I don't know what the right answer here is, but I think I could definitely take out 100 duck-sized horses. You just kick them. And then I also don't think one horse-sized duck is that much of a threat either. I reckon I could take either of them. Moving on to Martin's question. Would you want a monster... Well, instantly I wanted to say this answer. However, I think it could just be an inconvenience after a while. So maybe that one's actually the better answer here. I mean, to be fair, one of these is what I'm currently packing. I'm not going to say which one. I'm going to say the monster. I reckon I can make some good money from it. Lottie has says, if your dick made a noise every time you got hard, what would the noise be? What's that instrument called where you blow it? And it goes like, whoo. This is going to really bug me that I don't know what this instrument's called. I don't think you even blow on it, by the way. If you think you know what I'm talking about, drop it in the comments. You just have to read my mind. Something like that. Oh, for some reason, I'm now also thinking like the John Cena theme song. Maybe that. What are 3 items you might purchase at the supermarket to get strange looks from the cashier? Lube. A pumpkin. And some tissues. Lottie's also said, what's one thing your dog could say that would completely ruin your image if they could talk? Completely ruin my image? Oh God. I'm not going to get cancelled by a dog, am I? I prefer not to speak. Lottie has also said, what do you think your last meal would be if you're on death row? Oh, I don't know the rules here. However, if I can be as picky as I want and get what I want, I would get... Oh, what would I get? I'd get a Domino's pizza, probably a barbecue base, probably a meaty or some sort of big meaty pizza with an extra dip, obviously a big one. I'd also get a kebab, a good meat and chips, and a greasy burger as well with a Oreo milkshake. That sounds so good. I definitely wouldn't finish all of that, but I'd go out happy. If you could put one sauce inside your belly button, what would it be and why? What sort of question is that? I'm trying to think of what sauce is like not runny at all. Probably mayo. I think it'd be the easiest to clean up. And we have one final question from Jelly, which is, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you? I would live in Japan. Also, what would you... I can't read. If you could live anywhere in the world... Let's try that again. If you could live anywhere in the whole world, where would you? I would live in Japan. Also, what would be your dream setup? Japan, unreal. I would love to go one day. I feel like we touched on the setup earlier. I just want a nice background. Clearly says my name, clearly my branding. Would be very cool. I don't want to bore you with the boring stuff, you know. Obviously, I want a better camera, a better mic, all of that stuff. But like, yeah, I'm happy with what we got. The lighting could maybe be a bit better, but other than that, we're fine. Yeah, I'd love to have my own sort of streaming room, have all of my nerdy stuff in the background, big logo. Would love that. And if I could live anywhere in the world, it would probably... Oh. The real answer would probably be Spain. I feel like that is the most likely for me. I have some family out there and it's lovely. I would love to just live out in a villa in the mountains, away from everyone. However, in my head, America is a real possibility. However, I've never been, so it might be awful. But in my head, America. But I need to go first. And that is all the questions that you guys have asked me. So once again, thank you so much for 500 subscribers. I really do appreciate it. By the time this video comes out, I think this should come out before the end of the year. So we are currently still trying to hit 4,000 followers on Twitch. If you haven't already followed me on Twitch, then why have you watched this video? Sorry, weird dig. Please follow me on Twitch. It's the exact same username as my YouTube. And I would like to say the content's probably a lot better over there too. But yeah, thank you everyone. I really appreciate the support. It's been a great year. I will try and get a recap video discussing the whole year out as well. Hopefully. I just need to record it. But yeah, thank you so much. I will see you again next Wednesday. I post every Wednesday at 6, so I will see you there, and peace. Oh, also, if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. I'd be more than happy to make more videos like this because I had a brilliant time recording it. I have been filming for an hour now. I need to go and start my stream. Yeah, thank you. I will see you all in the next one, and peace.